Doctor and Swiftblade minus first pick. Nullstone likes the minus pick lately, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, you have to admit, Fuzzysoft played so insanely well, man, that game. Like, he's such a solid player, and then you saw him on minus break, and he definitely delivered as well. But
Yeah.
one thing I want to point out, though, like, if there was ever a shadow of doubt that Nullstone team, Nullstone Gaming, play the best when it's late game, I mean, that game was definitely evident of that. Mint were destroying the early game when I think they were like 6,000 or 7,000 gold ahead. But Nullstone, under some great team decisions and really good sort of splitting the map and obviously some heavy carrying from Beaverbanger, they secured the win in quite a considerable fashion, honestly. So, yeah, I mean, we talk about Nullstone obviously preferring the later games, and I think that game definitely sort of shows that as well.
Now, interesting priority in Cthulhu here coming out from Mint. Not your typical first pick hero nowadays.
No.
We've mentioned, though, Iceland Gogo. He's had some pretty good performances on it, but is that enough to warrant
I don't know.
pick?
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's an amazing Cthulhu player. I think he's probably the top Cthulhu player on the scene right now. And I mean, maybe it's because they picked him up because he didn't feel too comfortable on Tempest. But he had a great game on Tempest as well. Like, if you remember, like, he was setting up a lot of early game rotations, and for a Tempest, like, he just doesn't do that. Like, he landed some big elemental voids as well. Seeing as he was playing against a Parasite as well, which is a very, very hard thing to do. He was playing it very well, I thought. But maybe Mint have a certain strategy up their sleeve, for example, and perhaps actually, no, I know why. They wanted to pressure the Dark Lady, obviously, and when they picked up Tempest last game, they couldn't do it. But now with the Cthulhu, they can. So I'm assuming it's going to be a pseudo-aggressive tri-lane from the side of Mint, and they pick up the Cthulhu to sort of make sure that they can have that pseudo tri-lane going into action.
Yeah. You know, the other reason why you really want to win this matchup here is it will guarantee you prize pool money. The top 3 teams are making money, and obviously a win here puts you in the winner bracket finals, which would ultimately guarantee you at least a top 3 finish. So there's a little more incentive there as to, if you needed more, as to why you want to win this series. So, again, Nullstone Gaming, they're the ones in the advantage currently of the 1-0. The right-click on the Magmus here wouldn't be surprising to see Magmus. In fact, there you go. Magmus, Glacius, and Midas is how they're going to start. Obviously, again, the Puppet Masters you mentioned for Mint coming out here.
Yeah, Nullstone got a lot of team fight potential already just with those 3 starting lineup. That Magnus will be off lane. Midas will go mid. I'm almost about 99% sure. I mean, Fuzzysoft played a fantastic Midas that last game, so it would seem strange to sort of take it away from him now. Yeah. And like I said, they don't run second support at all, really, kind of thing on the side of Nullstone. So pretty sure that Magnus will be off lane. But yeah, a lot of early magic damage on the side from Nullstone. So I assume Pump must be going Shrunken Head in this game without a doubt.
Yeah. Usually a pretty good item, and no different here as far as that's concerned. So
I think it hurt Gemini quite a bit that he couldn't really afford to go on. Like, yeah, you pick up Gemini, you don't really want to go Shrunken Head. Obviously, you can, but sort of defeats the purpose of Gemini. If you want to go Shrunken Head, you pick up a different carry. End of, really, I think, at the end of the day. So, yeah, they're going to change up here now. I was going to say, is Kinesis banned? Because I think they might most likely want to pick it up. Like I said, I thought they was going to run. I think they're going to run an aggressive pseudo tri-lane, and Kinesis is quite good at doing that because you can still sort of control lane equilibrium with the telekinetic control. So
yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, going with that Kinesis again. They first picked that last game, so understandable that they'll get it here before the next tier of bans. Could have very likely been banned. Definitely respect the Serenia Kinesis. So, going to be picked up, though, so need to ban elsewhere. You see Kraken, Tempest, and Valkyrie now so far coming out. Well, you can tell Mint, though, already addressing the jungle. Now, Ophelia, Parasite especially, but at the same time, Cthulhu Fawn, pretty good against those heroes, so maybe a reason why they wouldn't ban them out. And
I think this Cthulhu is going to go aggressive as well, so they can't really pick up Parasite because Cthulhu will completely destroy that, but at the same time, I think any kind of jungler they pick up is going to get a little bit destroyed. I think the one actually hero that will do okay against it will be Legionnaire, and that's what they might pick up here.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure Mint are going to go an aggressive pseudo tri-lane. They first picked Cthulhu. It's something that they wanted to do last game, I think, but obviously they picked up Tempest instead, and obviously they can't do that with a Tempest because he just doesn't. He's not able to go aggressive jungle because he's just too immobile, for example. And I guess it hurt him a little bit. Like I said, Dark Lady did very, very well in the lane last game. 400 GPM in lane against an aggressive dueler, which is just absurd, honestly. But obviously with the Cthulhu now, they're going to put a little bit more pressure onto him. And yeah, so there's no need to really ban out the Parasite. I don't think so. So yeah.
All right, so the final ban again from Mint. We'll see what direction they go. Will it be probably Beaver Banger focus? Again, they did take out the claims you mentioned in there, and it looks like it is. They took out Gemini. Again, running it themselves last time. Didn't work out in the end, and know that Beaver Banger has some good history with it. So I wonder if, the idea of a Dark Lady once again for Nullstone.
I think it would be good, actually,
Yeah.
again, because, like I said, I think Mint are going to run this aggressive pseudo tri-lane, and you stated it in the last game, Breaky. Dark Lady is very good at sort of securing farm, even if he's getting pressured. There's not really a lot of other carries that can really do that, honestly.
Sure.
So I think Dark Lady would be a decent pickup here. Obviously, if Cthulhu's in the jungle as well, he's got to deal with that. Obviously, I don't think he's going to have the same GPM because of that factor. And if he's not going to have that kind of GPM, obviously the rune cleave is going to get delayed, for example. Obviously, the shrunken head, which was a big factor in the last game. Mint can try and work around the timings a little bit better if Dark Lady is shut down. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I don't see why not. The one issue, obviously, I said is that when you pick up Dark Lady, you have to go a very particular item build. And if he's shut down in this game, it can be very hard to really have an impact, for example. But the pick up Madman here, that I guess that is the Beaver Banger hero, because
Yeah.
I thought Magnus was going to be Suicide. I guess Madman is similar to Dark Lady, that you can secure a little bit of farm, obviously, with the Stalk, for example. It's not as effective, but it's still okay, I guess. But yeah. It's a hero that can get involved a lot earlier than Dark Lady, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, not your typical short lane carry hero, but most certainly has the ability to do so, of course. And yeah, if in a sense would almost be playing that Suicide, especially if Mint does decide to go that aggressive as you're talking about. So it also goes back to whether Nullstone's going to run that jungler here or not. I mean, so far, obviously, they don't necessarily have that, and that's what they usually do. So
Yeah,
even if it's something funky like a Lord South Forest, like we brought up and seen a couple times. So, but still plenty of options. You do see Behemoth going to be coming out for Mint.
that's got to be cool. That's got to be, unless Kinesis is going to be cool, doesn't it? But,
Oh, you mean
look.
support?
Yeah, it's it. No, Behemoth has to be cool.
Oh.
Because Kinesis is going to be support, most likely, unless they want to run Kinesis as a core.
Yeah. No,
Because Cthulhu is not going to. Yeah, like.
Well, I mean, Cthulhu can lane. He doesn't necessarily need to jump.
True, but this is, man. You don't take Cthulhu away from Iceland Go-Go, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, not going to pick a jungler though. It's just going to be. Oh, okay, maybe not. I guess this is strange. They're going to run Magnus second support. They really, really do this. I don't know if this is going to work out very well, man. I think Mint are going to take it just because they're not running the jungler. Like, I've watched them in script. They are so bad playing second support, but they might prove me wrong. So.
All right, yeah, they're going to have to go for that here again. They have the luxury of being up 1-0, so maybe that idea to fall back on, but.
It makes sense though. Like Cthulhu aggressive jungle is very, very hard to deal with. Obviously, Tempest is okay against it, but he's banned out. Legionnaire, Parasite, and Ophelia are kind of bad against him. Legionnaire and Lord South Forest are okay because they can hold their own, but maybe they just thought they'd be a little bit too greedy. So go for the second support instead, and Mint finish off with Master of Arms. So a very popular pro boss pick recently, as of recently anyway.
Yeah, they've been running that quite a bit. Definitely as Mint in that carry role. So going to go with it once again right here, and it's been pretty good for them so far, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how it works out this time around. But yeah, no doubt Nullstone, that's the intriguing one over there. The fact that they aren't running a jungler once again. What you got, it looks like he's going to end up playing Magnus here.
And Core Behemoth as well. So it's going to be Core Behemoth.
Who's playing that? Labyrinth?
Labyrinth, yeah. It makes sense though, because you do not take Kinesis away from Serenia, you do not take Cthulhu away from Iceland Go-Go. Those two players on those heroes are just godlike. So. But Kraken was banned out. I guess they wanted a sort of a team fight initiator. I think Pebbles was on the board, but he wants to 1v1. I guess Behemoth isn't a great 1v1 hero either. I guess, but I guess he would be a little bit more destroyed than Behemoth because of the poor armor that Pebbles has 1v1.
Yeah,
and he's going to be laning against either Deadwood or Midas that both can take a lot of effectiveness. But we saw Core Behemoth before from Super KGE, and it kind of fell flat. But yeah, maybe we'll see something different here from the side of Labyrinth.
You never know. You never know. Yeah, that's and I'm excited for that because again, the potential of being a pretty fun and different to watch is there. So it's going to be exciting to see if Labyrinth is able to get that good start and get the early on portal key and go from there with his item build. Now, again, probably not going to see the Assassin Shroud and Rift Shards build, as I would so love to see. But
you need to let that drop, man.
he's going to be getting that portal key, though, most certainly, and that'll be fun to watch, at least the potential of it. But yeah, again, what you got playing the Magnus, I'm going to be intrigued by that. And I wonder if they're going to do kind of the typical secondary support strategy as of late, it seems like, of doing the creep pull, kind of playing like a jungling Magnus.
Yeah, but if they do that, like, Cthulhu is going to sort of wreck it, though, I think. Cause I'm assuming that they're going to run an aggressive pseudo-tri lane.
Are
and
they,
if they do that,
question.
I don't see why not. Like, why would they first pick Cthulhu? And secondly, why would they... I mean, they did it in Game 1 without an aggressive jungler. Like, it only makes sense that they would do it with the aggressive jungler. If they are going to do it, I'm assuming Behemoth is going to be in the aggressive dual lane, though. And that's probably the reason why they picked up Behemoth, actually. He's very, very good in aggressive dual lanes. Similar as why he's good support, because, get a good Fisher block, for example, and you can secure kills. So, yeah, I'm assuming Probus will be mid, and Zibbe will be top on the Mar. Actually, they're going to... Yeah, so Zibbe is actually on the Mar. So there's a lot of things different, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, Probus is on. But there's one thing, actually. They always have Zibbe on the aggressive lanes kind of thing. Like, if they run an aggressive tri-lane, Zibbe's on the core farming the tri-lane. So maybe Behemoth is going to be... I don't know, man. I'm thinking too much into it. I don't know.
So many possibilities. What will they do? Well, we'll find out here in the next minute here. Especially if, there could be a fight breaking out on top of that. I mean, both sides are headed down here. And, especially having that Behemoth, you catch somebody just pushing up far enough, could set up that train effect. So... if you're Nullstone here, being very careful with that, having it here on the front lines like the Magnus, of course, with an escape if need be, puts down the ward aside, so they know they're coming. Oh, we're going to have some engagement right here. Cthulhu going to be stunned first. Will it matter in the long run? He's taking some good damage. Yes, it will matter. He goes down. What you got follows in return, though. So far, a 1-for-1 exchange. And now it's Mint's turn to chase. Deadwood actually in a lot of trouble right here. Behemoth has another stun in 4 seconds. Deadwood definitely dead as a result of that. You see Glacius being chased. He's going to be fine. There's the Fissure, though, to finish him off, and it will be a 2-for-1 in favor of Mint. Again, Nullstone did get the Bloodlust, though. It's actually Resher got credit for it. So, a little give and take there.
Yeah, Cthulhu actually has to lane now because he actually spec'd the trample. A nice idea, but he didn't even get it off because he died too quickly. So that's going to be a little bit impacted because, like I said, I think Cthulhu was going to be running aggressive or in the aggressive jungle because obviously Behemoth and Kinesis are down here. It would only make sense that Cthulhu would be in there as well. But because he spec trample, unfortunately, he cannot go into the aggressive jungle until level 2.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Yeah, so that engagement, maybe hurting them to an extent, but again, they did come out on top 2-1 as far as hero kills, though. So
he'll rotate after level 2, I'm pretty sure. So he'll get level 2, pick up his Hookem, and then go, I think.
Again, though, you do see Behemoth. He is going to be the farmer down here. He actually has the mana battery now on top of that weapon of his, the Logger's Hatchet. So going to assist with this farm there. So, yeah, going to try to take it to Madman. Again, Madman, not your typical short lane carrier, but like you were addressing him, it's similar to Dark Lady in the sense that even though he's being outmatched in numbers, I mean, not even really, because again, they have Glacius as a babysit here, and Magnus is nearby. So, Madman, even if he was at a difficult situation, has that stock to definitely get creep farm, will most certainly be fine for here. And actually, the Hellborn side, Minch is going to be the ones that need to be careful, especially since Cthulhu Font isn't down here just yet. And Cthulhu Font's still going to be jungling, but again, it's going to be so much slower. Without that Hookem, right. You almost want to say maybe just leech experience in the middle lane initially, but
I think he should have pulled the lane. The pull camp's open. Yeah. That would have been a lot easier or quicker, I think. But regardless, though, Ward of Red actually misses down bottom, so this pull camp is not going to be unblocked. And this is the worst thing. When you run a dual support lineup in the short lane, you have to, and I repeat, you have to have that pull camp unblocked. Because this Magnus is going to be level 1 for 5 minutes or even 6 minutes because of the ward, unless it gets de-warded, for example. And level 1 Magnus is not really useful. He has a lava surge, but it's very low range, very low damage, so he has to be sort of pulling, and obviously with the D-ward missed, he's not going to be able to do that, unfortunately. So that's a little bit unfortunate, because now Cthulhu's level 2, he's farming, kind of slowly, but at least he's farming unlike Magnus, so yeah, fortunate there.
Yeah, that is true, so keep an eye on that, how that may impact some things. Midas versus Master of Arms, speaking of that, the top lane, Midas 7-2. MOA 6-1 currently. So yeah, Midas even having the slight advantage up there, at least for the time being. Cthulhu Font, he is level 3 now. Getting hit level 2, got the Hookem, and obviously excelled from there. Fantastic tool in that jungle. Now in the middle lane, Deadwood is the puppet show. Going to hold long enough. There's the hold on top of that. Here's the trample, and here's the burst from Serenia to finish him off. Gets credit for the kill even. So they collapse on Asuka in the middle lane on that Deadwood, and it works out beautifully. So again, just
This
like
aggression,
last game.
man. This aggression, like Aston Goku, just like, he has a bad start, still sets up kills, man. Just such a playmaker. But now this is the rotation I was talking about. He's going to rotate into the jungle, and Magnus actually started pulling, which is the wrong decision because now he's going to get impacted by both Kinesis and Cthulhu. He might be in trouble actually.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble right here. Cthulhu has a trample. He's just trying to wait for the angle. He goes for it. No, he's not hit. He wanted the creeps as well, and I think that was a mistake, honestly. I mean, just getting that stun off for the kill probably would have been better. But anyways, there's a stun telekinetic lift right there. Not enough, though, as Magnus more so the stasis smash. Anyways, point being, he barely survives from Kinesis' attempt at the burst, so stays alive.
I like the idea. Like, he wanted, obviously, extra burst damage, because obviously the more creeps you actually push, the more damage it does as well. So, I don't know. I think you're right, though. I think he might have actually had the damage if he just got the stun off with the Kinesis help as well, but I can understand it. He's going to rotate mid now as well, actually, and I think Deadwood might be dead.
Yep, yeah, Deadwood dead. Isn't that ironic right there? Hold on him. Puts out the rotten grass. Good job by Cthulhu realizing that. Did he miss a trample?
He did,
I'm pretty sure he did, and actually, he's going to live because of that. So, yeah, that was 140 magic damage that they missed out on. Missing the trample, unfortunately.
He had like 350 HP, but then I guess you have to sort of take in all attacks as well. But regardless, he missed and he survived. So, yeah, a little bit uncharacteristic from Iceland Gogo, to be fair. Like I said, this guy is so good. Maybe less so in terms of mechanically skilled, because obviously like he missed that stun there. But in terms of knowing what he has to do and when he can rotate, he's really, really on top of his game. So
4 minutes and about 30 seconds here into this game right now. Obviously, the 3-1 hero code advantage in favor of Mint, working off that 2-1 start that happened before the creeps even spawned. Obviously, bottom lane, Magnus, or not Magnus, but Behemoth. He's been down here by himself for quite a bit, and not only that, but Madman is also really enhanced now. 25-5. Behemoth 17-1. So, Behemoth definitely is solid, especially in a melee versus melee matchup. He can actually handle his own, so not too surprising to see him getting some decent numbers here in this long lane. But hits level 5 there on top of that. So, yeah, gonna keep an eye on Labyrinth and how he excels on what is the farming Behemoth. Puppet Master, though, just hitting level 6, and he is on top of the charts currently at this point.
It's kind of weird though, because obviously, like, I think they wanted to run obviously the aggressive sort of tri lane. They didn't really come to effect because of like the level 1 and the engagements happened there, and then they started rotating and roaming mid, and now Kinesis has gone back up top. So they're actually leaving this Behemoth suicide completely. And I think this actually might backfire a little bit, honestly, because Madman's getting good farm obviously down bottom because he's 1v1, and Behemoth. Like, although, I mean, we've talked about Suicide Behemoth before, it's normally done from the Thai teams, but he's still very, very vulnerable if, Null do try and rotate over. But luckily, their supports are actually up top, or Magnus is anyway, looking for a kill. I don't know if it's going to pay off. It might do, but I think he's got spotted by Kinesis.
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know.
Kinesis is actually going as if they want to go. Yeah, Cthulhu's here. There's the jump on a Kinesis. You see the trampled over Cthulhu. Now, it didn't hit Midas. Nice. It only hit Magnus right there. Stasis smash, though. The burst, nope. Magnus going to hide in that steam bath. Will come out now. Has another stun in 1 second. Going to go for it with Deadwood coming in as well. No, he dodges the nuke from Kinesis. Nice trample, though, for Cthulhu. And it will be a 1-for-1 so far. Could be more. Master of Arms, he's now chasing at level 6. Doesn't look like he's going to get the best opportunity, though, as both Deadwood and Midas will get the hell on out of there. So it will remain the 1-for-1 exchange in the end between the two.
Yeah, nice play from Zive as well, actually. He actually used the Red Master's Call on Kinesis. That's why he was able to survive so long, and because he was able to survive so long, they actually scored the kill on Magnus. Actually, top lane, they go back in again, actually.
Yeah, they're going on a Midas. Transmute does come out. Trampled over to the bot again. Go over the turn on Midas, and we'll get it. At least Deadwood got the kill. Now he used a Falcon Punch to do so right there. Guarantees he hits level 7 in the process. Magnus also now coming in on top of that. He puts a double stun out, but I don't think they're going to be able to do a whole lot. Yeah, he's going to start falling back. And actually, he went back in. That's going to backfire here. Deadwood in trouble now, and he will fall to the Voodoo Puppet. Magnus is going to try to get revenge, but with no stun coming up, and now he's in trouble. And what you got, he's going to get caught.
Wow.
He goes down. That just really went in favor of Mitt in the long run as Probus gets up with a double tap out of it.
Just really nice outplay there, coming from the side of Mint. They really knew the limits of their hero, for example. But yeah, you're right. That stun, I don't think he even needs to stun, though, because I think both the Cthulhu front and Pubmaster sort of backing off because they saw the Magnus, and then he went in, and then it just backfired from there. But really nice play from Mint, though, sort of securing those kills that they might have not got if they were playing a lot more passive. So
TP coming in right here. Now it's going to be spotted again. A ward site just placed by Kinesis behind the tower, so they know what's up. Master of Arms in the area as well. Now he's going to get caught by Magnus, or spotted at least. Kind of thwart their plans, and they just all start falling back together. Again, they realize too many numbers here, and in fact, it's still in a little bit of trouble. No, Kinesis out of range. Going to be fine to see the Rev ward actually getting a counter ward off into the jungle. So, somewhat similar to last game, to be fair. And we're at about this point where it was a decent lead here for Mint, and their carrier was top. In that case, Gemini. This case, Puppet Master. Now, last game though it was Nullstone with a Dark Lady. This time it's a Madman. So. Is it different there?
I think it is different because I don't think Madman can have as big as a carry presence as Dark Lady. Actually, top lane Midas is going to go down.
Yep.
Nice play. Again, just Iceland Go-Go, man, like he's just so active with his Cthulhu, and it makes such a big difference as well because it just has so much presence. Actually, middle lane, actually, talking of that, Sibir goes down as well. But yeah, man, I can't really give Iceland Go-Go any more credit because he just plays it so fantastically well.
Yeah, you even have a case right there of excuse me, I don't know where I was going. Anyways, Cthulhu Fawn, he was the first pick, remember, too, by Mint. And we're talking about that. Is that really, although he plays it very well, do you really want to first pick at Cthulhu Fawn? Well, clearly it's working out here so far.
Yeah.
2, 1, and 4, again, going back to the idea that they wanted to make sure to have it, also prevents, let's say, like a Parasite from being picked up from Nullstone, most likely, as it did.
That's true. I like it.
Yeah.
But, just going back to the Madman, like I said, like the last count you said, it was Dark Lady, and I think Dark Lady just has better carry potential from Madman, honestly. I mean, Madman can definitely carry, don't get me wrong, but it's just not as effective, I don't think. In terms of raw physical presence, Dark Lady offers that so much more because of the Dark Blades, also has great ways of sort of killing off the enemy carries because of the silence factor, for example. That would play a big factor in this game here as well against the Puppet Master, for example, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think, and also Dark Lady goes Rune Cleaver, so he can really excel that farm to extremely high degrees, for example, whereas Madman just simply can't. So yeah, I think Nullstone, if they're going to try and get back into this game, it's got to come from the playmakes from both Fuzzy Sloth and Deadwood
now,
and Oscar. So.
What do you think Beaver Banger is going to be going for as far as actually cutting off Behemoth? You see, he turns around with the Fissure knowing that support was coming. He's still getting blocked, though. Madman's doing a great job right here of hero blocking, buying a lot of time for Midas. But I think Midas, he's just out of range, and Madman could not risk it any further. So, hell of an attempt by Beaver Banger, but just couldn't get there in time in the end. But yeah, what are we going to see the Nullstone, you think?
It's good against Puppet Master, to be fair. Normally when we talk about actually top lane, again, Iceland Go-Go, man.
Yep.
So active. But, yeah, similar to Doc Pulsar, Nullstone versus Puppet Master, I think it's almost core on him because obviously you have the way to get out instantly, and as long as your reaction times are good enough. Puppet Master simply cannot get 2 different spells, so I think it would be good, and that's what it looks like he's going for here as well. Puppet Master engaged on you with either the Puppet Show or the Puppeteer's Hold, for example. You can just block that one and then stalk away, and he simply cannot catch you. And it makes a lot of sense here, honestly. It gives him good regen as well, which is something that Madman really does lack. As long as he goes like a damage item after this, I think he'll be fine.
All right, so we'll see, again, how that progresses for Madman here as there is a Sustainer officially
Unless he goes Rune Cleaver, technically.
Yeah.
But I think it makes a lot of sense, though, playing against a Puppet Master, because you simply cannot die to him. And the biggest strength against actually looking to try and catch him, actually, but I couldn't find it. But I think one of the biggest sort of benefits of Puppet Master as a core is that you can kill the enemy carry quite easily. But if you go Nullstone on either Madman or Dr. Prophecy, you just do not have that ability to do so.
Yeah.
So. I think it makes sense here, but at the same time, like I said, he wants to have a big physical presence as he did in the last game because that's what he's going to need to be, and going Rune Cleaver also fulfills that purpose. So I guess it's either defensive or aggressive, and we're going to have to wait and see what he goes for.
You see right there, Kinesis, he was being collapsed on the middle lane and sending 3 players here. He had Magnus, Glacius, and Deadwood trying to make something happen, but this is a support Kinesis that they're trying to prioritize their kill on. And we're not able to do so. He just hugs the tower pretty much, and they spend a little bit of time for nothing in the end. So well played right there. Now bottom lane, Behemoth, he gets jumped right here. Madman assisting. Shockwave comes out. There's a turn with the fissure as well. And actually, deep in the Master's Call, it'll not only keep Behemoth alive, but possibly set up a turn kill. No, just the wrong angle right there, and Magnus will be fine for getting away. But again, that's the global presence of Master of Arms. As we mentioned, Mint's been playing this hero a little bit recently. And one of the reasons are right there. Powerful for assisting globally. So well played. Oh, this is interesting. Middle lane. Deadwood, he's going to open. As he does, Cthulhu Fun happened to be walking away. That's unfortunate timing right there. And he gets the free kill, so well played.
Yeah, just a nice play from Oscar as well. I think did he go? I think he just bought his blink as well. Actually,
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. We're seeing a lot more people do this. Actually, they're going Portal Keeper for Steam Boots. I've seen Mickey do it quite a lot now, and obviously now with Oscar as well. It's good and bad at the same time. It's good if you can find that first pick-off because, it's first of all, it's a surprise factor. Oscar's been doing, he's been doing decent, but obviously 3 deaths to his name. No way do Mint assume that he's got a Blink Dagger, for example, or Portal Key. So I guess they're not going to expect it. So if you can get a kill, it's going to be worth it as well, because that one kill will be close enough to get him steamed it straight away after. Actually, minus
top lane. Yeah, I saw him. He was kind of poking around. He knew something was up, but you see right there. As soon as Cthulhu Fun especially comes in the burst for Kinesis, I mean, just dead Midas in the process. So that's a good job by Puppet Master. He's hiding over in this niche over here, in fact, where he kind of is right there now. So Prabhas doing a good job of being sneaky. He got Midas kind of questioning what was going on, and eventually got the chance to jump, and they took advantage of it. So well played, and again, the leads continue now in favor of Mint here. 4,300 goal lead, 5,800 experience lead. Bottom lane, that once again they're going for Behemoth, and this time they will get it. Obviously, the biggest difference: no Master's Call ready to go. And they set it up right there, yep.
Come into effect, and it's what I'm saying, like, it's good if you can find a kill straight away from it, because it gets you close to the Steam Boots anyway. Like, he's only about 450 gold away, or about 500 gold away from the completed Steam Boots. But if it fails, for example, you do not find a kill with the Portal Key, then you're issues, as well as obviously being kind of squishy as well, because you don't have the Steam Boots. But in this case, it worked out, and it's going to go good for him, because now he's only sort of 500 gold away from the Steam Boots as well. Yeah. It's kind of like, it's the risky play. If it works out, it's probably better doing this. But if it doesn't work out, for example, then it's going to be very frustrating. I think actually on Pebbles, it's even more risky because obviously the combo you use is a lot more mana intensive than the one that Deadwood uses.
True.
It worked out for him. He's actually still sitting bottom, waiting for someone. He's still got the Deadwood punch. So
still level 1, but could definitely be enough for that kill. And you saw earlier on Behemoth, so. Behemoth, if he goes up even any bit further, he could be in some trouble. So Labyrinth knows, though, again, something's up. If anything, because of lack of people on the map, and especially when you're dealing with Portuguese like in a hero like Deadwood, you want to always be careful about that. Now, as I say that, Deadwood is level 11. He actually just hit it in the process. Now, this is where things could backfire. Well played here by Mint. Oh, but he's going to be spotted as they jump in. There's a trample, not in time to save. Will it be enough for the turn kill? That's the question. You see Deadwood trying to run away with the clear cutting. That's giving him some pretty good speed right there. He's going to be fine. Magma stuns in on a Kinesis in the meantime. Master of Arms is here as well. Puppet Master. The Master of Arms, the real one is here. They will end up taking out Magnus, but not anyone else. So, good attempt right there. Really a 1-for-1, for Magnus for Behemoth.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that could have ended a lot worse for Nelston, but because they bursted down Behemoth before he got anything off, it worked out quite well. If they don't kill Behemoth before he gets that Fisher off or Shockwave, that could have been disastrous. But, good trade Magnus for Behemoth. They'd be happy with that. Slows down the Portal Key from Behemoth even further. Magnus, he's kind of had a very bad game this game anyway, so he might as well sort of continue that when they can trade someone who's done pretty decently in Labyrinth. So, they're happy with that.
Happy with that exchange right there. And so, Magnus, as you mentioned, not really the prettiest game for him. Having the 5 deaths, obviously, kind of hurting his potential here.
It's because they couldn't get farm on him. They couldn't get sustainable farm. Like, the pool camp was obviously blocked. He's trying to rotate over, but that's only ended up him dying even more. So it's kind of like a negative snowball effect in that respect. And, having a very hard time. Actually, Madman, oh dear.
Is he in trouble? He is. Puppet Master opens with the Assassin Child, the Voodoo Puppet. Oh my god. Madman just got deleted from the game right there. Holy crap.
And that's why he has Null stun. If he has Null stun, he doesn't even die, I don't think, because one will be spell blocked, and then by that time he's going to have enough time to sort of stalk away and not get spotted. So, I think from reason like that, you have to go Null stun. What did he go? Did he actually pick up the Mighty Orb?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I saw
Blessed Orb.
Blessed Orb. Yeah, no, he has an ultimate on the carry. Okay.
All right. Okay. So I think that's the right decision because, if he if he has it, then I don't think he dies there. But yeah, just nice play from Mint as well. Probably realizing, we have to make this play right now because in a couple of minutes we won't be able to make this play because he's going to have Null stones. So yeah, very aggressive again. Like Mint are a really aggressive team. Like I think they've changed their style a little bit. Like I remember when they used to pick up like Ophelia and Melican for Pro Boss, but they've come away from that all in on Pro Boss, playing a lot more of a team-oriented game, and yeah, everyone's playing very, very well and very solid.
Yeah, it definitely seems like some adjustments in that sense were kind of made, and almost like going into the playoffs, I think we started to see a bit of that transition. Zibbe joining the party a little bit later on in the season too. You kind of wonder if that kind of maybe changed the mindset to an extent of this team here. So yeah, I agree with you though. Probusk obviously in this case, still playing a strong carry as that Puppet Master, but it's not the 4-1 strap by any means.
Exactly.
They got the backup carry, Master of Arms, and a lot of team fight potential around him, of course. So
I think it's just because Mint themselves as players, they've improved a lot. Like when Progress joined the team, a lot of the players were a lot of kind of unknowns kind of thing, like Labyrinth, Iceland Go-Go, Serenia, less so on Serenia to be fair, but Labyrinth and Iceland Go especially, they're a little bit inexperienced, for example. So if you play a 4-1 strat, you can rely all of your sort of exit in the basket of Progress because he is a very solid player. He is a very experienced player. So less almost impacted on in terms of the other roles. But now that they are very decent players, for example, with a lot more experience, they can sort of have more responsibility.
Deny on the top tower coming out right there. Ooh, they try to jump him. There's a counter shockwave coming out. And down they go. Serenia with the mass control to get the double tap. What reaction from Behemoth, as well as Puppet Master. I mean, that was just instant Assassin Shroud. And although they had the dust, it took them that extra second. And that's what they needed to get the counterplay out. Beautiful reactions, and Mint is now going to start pushing the top lane right here. Now they get the bottom tower kill as Beaver Banger, but his supporting cast, as you can see on the GPM chart, is really struggling right now.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, you said because I think if Progress doesn't get that shroud off, I think he dies. But the Behemoth play still happens, and they both die anyway. I think Deadwood and who was it? Was it Midas who died?
Did he buy? No, it was Midas.
It was Magnus. It's Magnus. Yeah, so I think Deadwood and Magnus were definitely dead regardless, but because Puppetmaster got that shroud off, like he made sure he survived as well. Because like you said, that 1 second delay on the dust made a difference. So yeah, solid play from Probusk.
Do we see Zibbe here going for a Null Fire Blade? It seems like they like. Oh, he goes the Mighty Blade here.
Yeah, Null Fire Blade normally is like I think it's solely against Jeremiah from the times where I see mushrooms to the side of Mint. They do go a lot of chain. What was it called?
The
Thunderclaw.
Thunderclaw, yeah.
I can't remember what it's called, but I think that's more Probus. Like whenever I see Probus play, like any hero, he always picks up Thunderclaw. I'm not even joking, but
yeah.
Obviously it's in the hands of Zibbe. But not only that as well, like Master Arms is sort of the second carry, with the Puppet Master being the first carry. So he can go like normal build up, like the Energizer, the Shrunken Head. He doesn't need to be the farm intensive Master of Arms that Probus normally does play. So makes sense. Shrunken Head is going to be useful here, like playing against a Magnus and Midas Glacius, a lot of magic damage.
Bottom lane, Master of Arms, he gets the Master's Call off, though again, Behemoth is here to react. It's almost like Behemoth is just everywhere on the map. When you think there's a free kill, Asuka goes for it again, and this time again it backfires onto him. And now you see Madman, he's stalking out of there. He should be fine. Well, maybe not, actually. Puppet Master's coming in for the side, and yeah, okay, he's going to be fine. Just enough mana to stalk away will be good. But again, Behemoth just in the right spot in the right time as before.
Really used to his initiations has been really good. Yeah, I think he's trying his hardest, man, to try and convert me, and I think it's working, definitely. He's showing the impact and the potential of the hero.
Top lane, Glacius, you're dead. Puppet's like, and 1 shot, and 2 shot, and 3 shot. Hey, if he hit the Voodoo Puppet first, probably would have been 2 shot. Anyways, easy kill onto Glacius. As a good job by Probusk rotating over there. And yeah, Glacius pushing a lane like that by himself, pretty risky in the first place. And, well, doesn't pay off right there. So another kill happening. And again, this lead, this is a different game here from the game number 1. That's actually bottom lane, though. Master of Arms, he gets caught out. Now, he used the offensive Master's Call right there to try to get away with the speed, and it could still work out here. He's getting away from that. Madman's low on mana. Yeah, he doesn't have enough mana for any turn. And actually, Master of Arms with Kinesis. No, he got... I mean, yeah, he was really stuck between a rock and a hard place there.
They didn't have the support. Like, obviously, Puppet Master was top, and obviously the Behemoth and the Philippine weren't there in time, unfortunately. But yeah, at least it's something here for the side of Nullstone. But it's like the only problem. Like game 1, they relied a lot on it in terms of Dark Lady, but a Mad Mage doesn't have the same presence or the same threat, I don't think. And that's why we don't really see a lot of Man carry, honestly. Like, he's a very good suicide, because like I've talked about before, you pick up Shrunken Brutalizer, that's all you really need to have on a Madman. But for the side of carry Man, you need to have a lot more farm, a lot more sort of presence. And in this game, it just doesn't seem enough. Like, 400 GPM is good, but it's just not enough, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, we really haven't been able to see much out of him is what it comes down to. You know, he's 2-1-2, so it's not like he's been completely AFK farming by any means. But, yeah, I mean, I agree. It is kind of weird. It is interesting in that sense. He is a hard carry potential hero. He is a go-to carry, but it does seem like that secondary carry role fits him better because of how he can do it still very effectively with minimal farm. And that's why we see so much more in that suicide. So, yeah, and Nullstone, you know, they of course openly chose. It's not like this kind of caught them off guard late in the draft. They fourth picked it, I think, but it was pretty obvious that's what they were going for. Glacius 2-shot. No! Here's the reaction for Deadwood, though. So this time it's a Legion's team turn to bait.
Really nice bait, yeah, from Moscow. Like, we saw him actually doing that kind of play down bottom like 10 minutes ago, sort of being very, very patient, and this time it works out very, very well. They might even be able to get a tier 1 tower, actually, which they need. They need some map control at the moment. There's only one tower down, and that's the offlane tower, which is very easy to take. So getting this tier 1 tower top, it sort of opens up the Hellborn jungle, and when, obviously, they don't want to take team fights, at least they can farm it if the tier 1 tower goes down. So, yeah. I mean, they're only 6,000 gold behind, which is quite a lot, but, you know, they've still got, you know, ability to make plays. They've got Deadwood Portal Key, they've got Minus Portal Key. They're going to lose bottom, but it's going to get denied, so...
Yeah, deny the tower right there. They're trying to go for a jump, but no, Master of Arms able to dodge enough. In fact, Shockwave counter initiation. Nice stuff from Magnus, though. It prevents the follow-up from Behemoth, then we get the fidget off onto Magnus. Master of Arms still wants to chase. Look at that goo, man. Ticking him down. It will be enough. And again, on top of that minus armor, hitting pretty hard, so Magnus not able to withhold that damage, and they could go for more. They want to. In fact, Offensive Master's call. He goes in with a stomp. Doesn't have a Fissure just yet. One more second. Gonna use it right here on a Midas, but he's in a lot of trouble. Stasis Smash up in the air to try to prevent enough. He's gonna be fine. He stays alive. Barely. No, he will fall. But they do get the kill on a Glacius in the process, so kind of sacrificing himself to at least get a second kill. Granted, it was a support Glacius there, but it's been a Glacius, by the way. He has a freaking Astrolabe. I haven't really seen that yet, but Resher.
He's got a decent bomb, actually.
Yeah.
It's higher than second support what you got, man. It's pretty crazy.
Got an Astrolabe for the team. Obviously, Magnus, he's trying to get that portal key here, so it makes sense. But, ooh, middle lane. Madman thinking he has a good time for farm. No, he gets away, though, before any jump happens. But, yeah, he goes the Shrunken Head, so definitely a very defensive carry mindset. Nice jump on a MOA right there. Here's the big burst, though. In comes the Voodoo Puppet on Madman on top of that. He is going to pop the Shrunken Head, though. He's going to be fine for now. Looking to do some damage on a Puppet Master. Cthulhu Plot standing his ground as a tanky target, but they get Puppet Master with a stun, and he will go down. So a pretty good fight so far for Nullstone, but Behemoth stun. It hits, gets the kill on Magnus, and Madman now dropping, but no, Cthulhu Plot doesn't do enough damage. That Voodoo Puppet still up. The Astrolabe, though, helping to heal him up. He actually healed a Puppet, which healed Madman. That's kind of funny thinking about that. Behemoth, he too will go down, and Nullstone Gaming. Oh, did he try to do the portal key trick? Yeah. But
I've seen loads of people trying to do this.
They're trying to copy the Mickey, man. But what a fight for Nullstone Gaming, though. Holy crap.
I get that Shrunken Head from Madman really paying off, though, and like, kind of similar to the Dark Lady game as well. He picked up the Shrunken Head, and the team fight just went completely in favour of Nullstone.
True.
I think the initiation factor should not be understated, though. They bursted down Master Arms perfectly there. Midas, again, follows this off on top of the initiation, jumps on him, kills him instantly. They make it a 4v5. Mint still want to fight, though, and with the Shrunken Head and Nullstone, Shrunken Head on Madman, Nullstone are happy to oblige, and as they do, so really nice play. And I mean, look, they're right back in it after that. They full 5-man wipe without losing anyone. They take a tier 1 tower, and that's what needs to make a game swim back into their favour, Breaking.
Yeah, 26.5 minutes in. I mean, just prior to that fight, I believe the lead was at least 7,000 plus in both Golden Experience, if not even more. For Mint, and now it's just basically identical. So yeah, big fight for Nullstone right there. Again, and that's got to feel pretty good also in the sense that, again, similar thing happened last game. It was even more drastic this time around in favor of Mint, but all of a sudden Nullstone takes one big fight, and before you know it, they are back in this and even footing, if anything. So it does go back to this Madman here, and you know, we're focusing a lot on his carry potential, but yeah, you mentioned we did see that last team fight there, the burst right away, Master of Arms. This is a big upfront burst team as well with Midas. Obviously, Deadwood starting the way with that, and then Magnus got some good follow-up on top of that. But so now Madman, though, the fact he has a Shrunken, I'm guessing he's going to be going for a Brutalizer next year.
Oh, I really hope he goes Brutalizer.
Yeah.
Like, just Brewers on the hero is freaking OP as hell. It feels like. If you remember that one Madman game where Oscar did it, and then he picked up the portal key as well, which I was just, like in love with, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing here. I hope he doesn't go Geos because Nullstone plus Geos plus Shrunken is just no damage at all breaky. He really needs some damage, and Brutalizer just does so well. With the hero as well.
The lockdown factor on a hero like Puppet
as well,
and Master.
yeah, as well. And Puppet must pick it up Shrunken Head as well. Same with Cthulhu, so is Master of Om. So the Brutalizer stun will go through that. Will be a very big impact. So I really do hope he does go for a Brutalizer. After that, maybe even look towards go Savage because like he's got his defensive item now. He's got Shrunken, he's got Nullstone. Start picking up some offensive items. You trust your teammates. Like he's got a Storm Spirit now on Midas. He's got Ashlabe on the Glacius as well, as well as the Lions Plaid from Midas, like Portal Key from Magnus as well. So, like, trust your teammates. Like, you don't need to go this kind of defensive, obviously, with like Geos as well. So, I do hope he does go a lot more offensive from now on because then he can be a real threat, for example.
I'm pretty sure too that Glacius is also going to be getting his Portal Key here. Sure, I mean he has 1,600 plus gold saved
he's
up.
He's really well.
And
man.
having a Portal Key on him too.
I don't know where he's got this farm from, but Resho, man, is on top of it. And they've got Portal Key now and Magnus. That's kind of all the farming needs as a secondary support. He doesn't need, like, Storm Spirit because Midas has got it. Doesn't really need Tablet because, that's more of, like, a luxurious item. Like, he's got the bare basics, and that's all he needs now. So, even though he's 285, like, he's got what he needs. So, yeah.
I was going to say, Behemoth's still no Portal Key, but yeah, that's right. He's actually picking it up right here with the courier, as you mentioned. That kind of caught me off guard for a second, but no, obviously he has that, and he's had that for a little bit right here. So, I mean, right now again, Nullstone they're on even footing in the sense of the score right now, but he got. With the way the first game went, like I said, they got to be feeling pretty good. As far as Mint on the other side, they're the ones that need to make sure now not to overdo things here because realizing, sure, they had a lead, but that's pretty much gone now. And they need to now focus on, keeping it cool. Now, the Shrunken Head on Puppet Master clearly going to be a huge pickup. You were talking about that from the beginning, too, in the draft. I mean, and he is just around the corner with that. And now, Thunderclaw was picked up on Zebe, by the way. I don't know if we mentioned that or not, but he did go that after the Mighty Blade, and I still think it's going to be Shrunken Head now. On top lane, Midas, he's going to get caught out. And that should be a pretty quickly dead Midas. Something else we're seeing, too, Master of Arms, obviously, for that purpose, too. The offensive Master's Call, great for assisting for ganks such as this Puppet Master here.
Yeah. It actually still does quite well with the Behemoth as well because both Fisher and Enrage have quite last sort of casting animations. You have the Blue Master's Call and they become almost instant kind of thing, which is it's a small factor, but obviously with the Puppet Master as well, quite useful in setting up aggressive kills, so yeah, it's kind of cool. Breaky. Hello? Hello? Am I lagging or bugging or is it breaking?
Hey, sorry about that.
I was like, I don't know if it was. I didn't know whether to like say stuff. I didn't know. I don't know.
What do I do? I apologize. Something came up there real quick. I had to take care of something still. I'm back now, though. I'm back now. It's so unprofessional. I know. Anyway, so here we are. Looks like, they're going to try to find Behemoth now as far as him being over in the ancient area. Obviously going for that Congo attempt. Not going to happen though all the way, but pretty difficult obviously on the Legion side. Mint, that's where they favor with the Hellborn advantage. There's that Brutalizer though. Just finished by Madman. So it's going to have that now to work with again. It goes back to just a little bit more damage increase, but it really, especially the lockdown with the attack speed, it's pretty ridiculous on this hero. Why we see it prioritized, especially in an offlane Madman. But yeah, so usually you would see a Shrunken Head into a Brutalizer on a offlane Madman, the Suicide Madman. But again, this game, because he's been that focus carry, he has a Nullstone on top of that. And that goes back to what you were talking about before, how, say if they get a jump on him from the Puppet Master or whatnot, sure, you could still ultimately execute it, but it is a lot more difficult because if he's quick enough to react, then he should be able to get away. Now, dust and rev wards and everything, different story perhaps, but it makes it a lot more difficult, which is the big point. Now, they're going for Congo themselves. This is, he's dropping. They may actually steal this right here. It's going to be close on Midas. He's ready to go in with a portal key. They're going to try to time this exactly. never mind. Yeah, they don't have vision, so I guess why.
I mean, they know Congo's going on, but they don't know the health. So, for example, they can't make that informed decision. So they end up letting it drop. Actually, mid lane, they go back in though. Must farms.
They jump Master of Farms just like that. Quick, where you see the ward aside also helping with that. So at least they get something out of it, I guess. Can bump and Master with the token, of course. But that was, yeah, I mean, having that token, though, that's got to be obviously feeling pretty good for Mint right here. Controlling the vision, again, taking advantage of being the Hellborn after all as well. Something you most certainly should do. In this case here. Ooh, Serenia, he's in trouble. And yeah, he's probably in dead trouble. Good through the fun, trying to save the day, goes with the stun. The stasis smash also helping keep Kinesis alive initially, but not long enough. He does go down. And Cthulhu actually using a shrunken head, too.
The comeback is real, boys.
Hey, it's, yeah.
I don't know if they can push into this tier 2, though. They've got like 20 seconds until Mo is up. They're still fighting against Token from Pub Master, and they're fighting against Behemoth Shockwave as well, but they are going to push it in, and I don't know, this could be a little bit risky, though, if they're not careful.
It's, yeah, I mean, yeah, not getting too confident here if you're Nullstone Gaming. It almost seems like this could be one of those scenarios, pushing into a Token alive. Madman going to be jumped. Nullstone comes off. He's thrown in the air with a taste smash. Voodoo Puppet's out. Not doing the most damage, but a nice counter with a Shockwave. He gets a shrugging it off, though. Down goes Behemoth, and the team was there to support. Cthulhu fought and Behemoth picked off, and they are going to chase, but not for long. Steam Bath from Magnus. It looks like he actually might be fine in the end, as they don't have vision. Portal 1 second. There we go. And I'm guessing, yeah, TP, and he is going to get away ultimately. Well played right there.
That worked really good, though. Yeah, like, although they didn't technically kind of, like, run over them in the team fight, I mean, because obviously they had to sort of run away in the end, but they did get 2 kills on the side of Nelson. They killed the Behemoth, and they killed the Cthulhu. Again, man, Fuzzy stuff with the Storm Spirit saving Beaverbanger's life. Like, and this is why I talked about before. The Storm Spirit is so good against Puppet Master, because what happened is that Probust actually put the Voodoo Puppet onto Madman, and then he was attacking it while he was Storm Spirit up in the air. So it kind of wasted his ultimate completely, because I don't think he really realised that Madman was Storm Spirited. He came down, the Behemoth ultimate was big, but unfortunately was not enough to kill Madman, and then Nelson, they just get away safely. So again, really on top of just their team fighting in general, Breaky. Like,
yeah.
Fuzzy stuff, like, this guy is just insane. Like, to make those kind of plays day in, day out in these team fights, it's very hard to do, yet he's making it look very, very easy, Breaky, and it definitely is not. So.
Yeah, I know you were talking about that yesterday with the Storm, or not yesterday, but on Tuesday, I believe it was, with the Storm Spirit, and good against that Voodoo Puppet, as you're mentioning. So that was, again, big plays, no doubt, from Fuzzy Sloth, happening to be Midas for 2 games in a row right here. And, you know, this is a player that there's been a couple of times where, you know, if there's the one series in the playoffs, I think it was, where actually, bottom lane down here, Magnus, he ends up getting picked off and found in the jungle, but you know, we went to go interview you what you got, I think it was, and he was like, dude, interview Fuzzy Sloth. He was the MVP by far that game. So yeah, he has this potential. He's
so good, man. Like he's just mechanically skilled, but he's quite like leadership oriented as well. Like, I think the kid's only like 15 or 16, I think, but he's just freaking insane. Really, really good. But
all these youngins, man. Yeah. Porta Key on Glacius, you know, I talked about that earlier. Obviously, Kinesis getting picked off in the meantime too. By Deadwood right there. So well played. Deadwood has that Soul's Bulwark, and now it looks like a Shrunken Head going to be coming out for him as well. Puppet Master, he's got a Slayer picked up, so working on a Savage Mace more than likely. And he's going to look for an opportunity here in the middle lane, but doesn't look like he's going to find anything, as he will be headed now towards, uh-oh, well, maybe he is. Glacius, yeah, Glacius, he needs a Porta Key. No! Oh, well, actually, never mind. Wow, yeah, he had to turn around the last second because the Assassin Stroke came off, so Glacius a little bit lucky there, but does get away. I wonder if he even knows how close he was to death. But so, all right, Madman. Again, being a carry Madman here, he's got the Brutalizer. He's got kind of the core of items. What's his luxury state here? Is it just raw damage, you think?
Yeah, I think more damage. Like, as you saw, like I was talking about, like, you have to trust your teammates. Fuzzy Stuff, man, making these insane plays. I think you just go more damage. Go Savage Mace. Wingbow wouldn't be very good because Savage Mace is being in the works for Puppet Master. As I said, Geodes I think is too defensive. I think you just go Savage Mace on Madman as well. Very, very efficient and very synergistic, because the proc from Savage Mace is very useful with the insane attack speed you get from Berserk, similar to sort of Nullfire and Brutalizer. So I think Savage Mace will make the most amount of sense. Nullfire Blade is okay, I guess, gives him a little bit of damage, but not the greatest things to purge, to be fair, seeing as you've got Nullstone and Shrunken, and not as much damage, obviously, as the Savage Mace. So yeah, I say go all out with the Savage Mace.
All right, well, we'll see what direction Beaver Banger goes here. I like the idea of Rift Shards, man. I think that's an item that we just don't see enough on certain...
Oh, my
wow, bottom
goodness.
lane, Asuka.
Did you see that?
I didn't, unfortunately. I was focused on
It's
something
nearly
else.
one-shot him with an ulti. I'm not even...
That's how
nearly a
quickly
one-shot.
it happened, yeah.
Freaking... That was insane.
I mean, the strength reduction as well, obviously, helping right there.
Jeez, man. Freaking... That is...
Big
oh
burst.
my god, man.
But yeah, Rift Shards, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that...
It is really good.
Yeah.
And like you said, I mean, I've personally talked about before as well. Like, there is a certain damage point actually, where I think it's about 150. If your auto attacks are above 150, then it makes a lot more efficient sense in terms of raw DPS to go Rift Shards over Savage Mace. But because of obviously the proc chance you get increased from the attacks from Berserk, I think Savage Mace might be slightly better because the mini stun is very useful.
Puppet Master, they saw him though. They had the Revenant down. Here comes the counter shockwave, however. Will it be enough for a turn? Yes, it will. They get the turn on a minus right off the bat. Man, he's locking up Puppet Master. It might come at a cost though. He's in trouble. Very low on life himself, but they're gonna barely keep him alive. They also pick off Magnus. Obviously, Puppet Master dead. Glacius gonna do what he can. He will fall though in the long run. Deadwood wasn't there, I'm guessing. Yeah, he just gets here, so he came very, very late. I will say the Labyrinth is just on top. Right away with these counter initiations, and if it wasn't for him right there, I mean, Puppet would have died immediately if it wasn't for his PK in. But still, I mean, a back and forth, they got Puppet Master. Numbers in favor of Mint, but again, killing Puppet Master, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, Madman survived as well, which is the biggest thing. So there's going to be even more discrepancy between the cores or the carries, I should say. So yeah, Madman, yeah, he does go to the Savage Mace or looking to build it. So very, very nice pickup here. Oh no, he sells it again, so maybe he's just sort of shooting. Oh no, he buzzes back again. So, but yeah, I think kind of actually top lane Master of Arms.
Yeah, you're gonna be jumped.
Oh, again!
Deadwood again, though. This is ridiculous. This Labyrinth here is talking about Fuzzy Sloth being a very big plays for him and his team, and Labyrinth right now for Mint, I think, is so far their MVP. Because if it hasn't been for these constant counter initiations, this would be a different story right now. But Master of Arms lives as a result. That's got to be frustrating if you're this Legion team too. Getting so many chances, but ooh, and through the fun gets away just before. But yeah, good getaway. You mentioned the Slayer though, purchased by Madman. Now doing the triple or more so double stack Ancients here. Gonna finish them off and get closer to that Savage Mace. Won't happen just yet though. Sheepstick in the works for Fuzzy Sloth. Talking about him here. Obviously has a Storm Spirit on top of that, as we've seen several times this game. Magnus middle lane, Puppet Master. Ooh, he was thinking about it, but just a little too far. And decides to fall back as a result of that. So, Master of Arms, he has 2,700 gold saved up. So, again, he went. The Thunderclaw is pretty good damage increase for him, especially with that red buff. So, it's not like he's not doing a whole lot of damage here. He definitely has potential to. But went the Shrunken Follow, but safe to say, you know, more damage focus now. Again, I still wonder if the Null Fireblade is going to be of priority for him almost, because it is just a very good item on Master of Arms. But no, he likes the Slayer here.
Yeah, it's going to be Savage Mace as well. Like, Nullfire is good and all, but if you're going to get it up or going to pick it up, it's going to be on either, like I said, Master of Arms or Madman, because you can benefit from the procs because of the higher attack speed. But also, like, you want to get it early, and obviously he's built the Energizer, the Shrunken, the Thunderclaw. So picking up now is a little bit late. Not only that, he's not really building against a hero that really needs to have the purge effect, like i.e. not playing against Jeremiah. And as it's getting to the late game, the damage from Savage Mace just makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So I can understand it here. Yeah, so I'm just thinking about actually Madman's last time. I think with Savage, he might have enough damage, so maybe he may warrant a Symbol of Rage, for example. Would help him against the burst from Puppet and Behemoth. He has been doing okay, actually, to be fair, in terms of getting burst out. He has been sort of surviving those, but I think when he gets into more late game, he's gonna probably be falling. So, and also he needs sort of some life still to really go toe to toe with both Master of Arms and Master. So, I think Symbol will be useful, perhaps.
Well, I just think something as simple as an Abyssal Skull is pretty necessary here on the Legion side.
Yeah, but Madman wouldn't pick up those. It's far too.
Yeah, maybe not Madman.
If you want to, it'd be like Magnus or Deadwood, for example, because he does not have item slots as the 40 minutes into the game to pick up Abyssal Skull. It's just too inefficient. Like he's like full slotted already, and he hasn't even finished Savage Mace. So.
Yeah. Well, there goes the top tower. Obviously, Mint is counter-pushing in the middle lane in the meantime, and seeing what they can make happen here. But Null Stone's already porting back themselves, so they're ready to defend. Master of Arms pretty confident in the front lines, but no, going to start falling back as well. So both teams kind of get each other to react in the end, and it'll be back to farming for one another. You see Deadwood and Magnus, they're still hanging around maybe to catch out this Puppet Master if he pushes out, but from the looks of it, not necessarily going to be happening. Again, no more token alive. Conqueror's back up. So we'll see if Mint is able to secure a Conqueror kill once again. Having the Hellborn advantage clearly worked in their favor last time. You see the vision around Conqueror. There's a ward of sight over here, but again, that's pretty far away. Wouldn't even really notice if they actually go into the pit, let alone seeing Conqueror himself. So Mint has an opportunity here to try to sneak in a Conqueror, but so whether or not if they choose to go for it or feel comfortable with it. Savage Mace not finished just yet. Or maybe it was actually. I think he might have been sitting on the ground. Okay, so it was just finished. So
for Madman anyway, not for Master of Arms.
Yeah, Madman has it.
Bought the last one. It's in the courier at the moment, I think.
Yeah, MOA actually takes over. Well, they're pretty neck and neck here as far as GPM goes.
I mean, Puppet Master didn't actually go Whispering Elm, so it's a little bit harder for him to farm, particularly in the early game. Now it's not too bad, but yeah. They're looking for kills though.
Yeah, I mean, just getting that Savage Mace, obviously a pretty key time now. Granted, he wouldn't have a buyback, so I got to be a little bit careful about that. But obviously, again, Conqueror being up, that's of interest here for both the sides. And right now, it looks like more so for Nullstone. At least checking it out. Can't necessarily feel comfortable doing themselves. Masterbird's bottom lane. They're going to try. Now, Veiled Rot on a Madman, but Zibe's smart enough not to, well, as I say that, you see again the Veiled Rot doing work right here from Madman. Yeah, he's going in a different direction, though.
Yeah, he sees everyone else. Yeah, he's going to be fine. Like, and also I'm thinking about it in the late game as well. Like, Madman, like although Brutalizer is such a good item on him, like in the late stages of the game, do you want an item that's only 3,100 gold? Like, you could be picking up Rift Shards, like 4 or 5 ranked Rift Shards, and I think that's more. Like, it does a lot more damage. Like, although, like, if a Brutalizer had like an upgraded version, like it does in like Dota, for example, it would be awesome. But I don't know if it's warranted to have it in the late. So, like, for example, say he buys similar for Rage next, for example. Like, even if he has like unlimited gold, would he still have the Brutalizer? I just don't think so. Honestly, it's so good on him, but I don't think it's as luxurious as like a Rift Shards, for example, if he wants damage.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And, you know, the idea of if it gets to that point, that could be a possibility. I still think, obviously, we're a little bit off that point here.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Most certainly that's something to start thinking about, at least, if you're Beaver Bringer. And, you know, we are 42 minutes into this game, to be fair, as well. So it's not like this is the mid-game stuff. I mean, we are basically starting to enter that late game. And it's shown with items across the board. Savage Mace now finished on Puppet Master as well. Is that a Resto Stone on Behemoth?
Yeah,
Jeez, he's had some big ultimates already, and now he's going to have the potential to have 2 ultimates in the midst of a fight.
I like what he's done here as well, though, because the one criticism I see of either if it's like offlane behemoths or sort of secondary supports behemoths, they get a lot of farmers, is that they simply cannot withstand like straight resto after portal key. So he picks up a grave lock hit instead. So now with that, he actually has the ability to do his combo properly, and has the actually mana to do it now. So yeah. Nice pickup.
Yeah, you know, Behemoth's, not to say it's a bad pickup, it is a little underwhelming compared to, let's say, like a Tempest double ultimate, because the damage, you know, a little bit less the second time around. It's actually Veiled Rot again coming in right here with the Conqueror. This could be a big fight breaking out. Get through the pot. He's going to drop right off the bat. It looks like Kinesis as well. No, a nice tap it off the ledge. Going to be fine. Well, look at the burst, though, on a Master of Arms. But Behemoth comes in, takes out Magnus, but Madman is still well alive, it looks like, or at least alive enough to clean them up. A quad kill for Beaver Banger, and now they're going to get Conqueror. Holy crap. I mean, things just happened so quickly in that fight, but it looked like Master and even Puppet, they just dropped right off the bat.
Those Savage Mace procs, man. Those Savage Mace procs. Madman doing so much damage, and jeez, there's so much. And they killed the Master Arms very quickly because the Deadwood only, but it just goes back to the initiation. They catch the Kinesis, and I think it was it the Cthulhu straight away, didn't they? And then from there, just the team fight goes in favour of Nullstone. Yep. Simple as that. Those smoke ganks, man, doing so much work, actually, catching them off guard. And now they take token, they're pressuring racks, and no one's even got a buyback. This could probably be racks breaking.
I mean, again, we don't get to see a farmed Madman. We always know on paper the potential's there for just a crazy carry Madman, but we are definitely getting a glimpse of it here. Beaver Banger showing us that if he gets farmed like he has here and at this point in the game, he will just do wonders. And honestly, you got to put him up there as one of the strongest late game carries just because of his skill set and what it means. You know, the passive, the ultimate of his just gives him that crazy attack speed. Yeah, he's very scary. And we're kind of seeing here.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, like, I was a little bit wrong. Sort of, I was talking about Madman. I was like, is he as scary as a threat as a Dark Lady? I mean, he's clearly showing that he's definitely a threat. And like, if he can go toe-to-toe and actually get the right clicks off, he can do so much damage, honestly. I think the reason why Dark Lady is almost preferred sometimes is because he kind of makes his own damage kind of thing, because obviously he has those charging strikes, so it's almost guaranteed damage with the charging strikes, whereas Madman obviously has to get his right clicks off, and that's always dependent on his team support. But in this game, he's got the team support. You know, he's got the stun from Magnus. He's got the closing sheepstick from Midas. Obviously, the stun from Deadwood as well. And he's able to get that damage off, for example. And he's definitely showing that he can easily go late game with it. And yeah, really showing the presence of it. But and like you think about like the Puppet Master and Master of Arms, and it's like there's nothing in terms of physical presence that they can compare to sort of the Madman's damage. Like, Puppet Master's damage all comes really from his ultimate. Obviously, he's got Savage Mace now as well, but he's just nowhere near the damage of Madman right now. It's insane.
Yeah, that Shrunken Head rebought by Madman, and obviously another 10 seconds. I don't know if it actually was at 5 seconds or not, but it was low enough that it gave him the cue to be like, might as well invest to go into the year. Obviously, he has the token, so really that's his only choice at this point to use the gold that he has saved up, so might as well. So he'll have a full 10 seconds, and of course, it's been a huge impact. You said that from the beginning. We've seen it throughout. When he has that Shrunken Head up, it is difficult for this Hellborn team. Now, at this point of the game, ideally Puppet and Master of Arms are able to still do plenty through it, but if they're being sat on, a double damage rune spawn right there, too. You do not want to fight Nullstone Gaming right now, specifically because of this Madman, if anything. They're using the Veiled Rocket to look for something. I mean, this is interesting. Mint's nearby, actually. They might scout them out. Yeah, Deadwood going to be exposed right there. He jumps in right at the map. Big burst on a Master of Arms with the Falcon Punch. Master of Arms going to survive, though. He gets stricken. But look at Master of Arms! He's dropping once again as Madman gets on him. There's the ultimate coming out. The rest of Stone from him as well, but no, it doesn't matter! This is ridiculous! We're going to see an annihilation, most likely. A double damage rune Madman, ladies and gentlemen. You do not fuck with that. There's the annihilation, and that could do it. GG, well played. Nullstone Gaming takes out Mint 2-0. Wow. And yeah, I did cuss there a little bit. I apologize for all those faint ears. But when you see something like that, it just happens, man. Holy crap. That was crazy.
Was insane, man. That was ridiculous.
14-1-7.
He just wrecked the whole team fight, and I mean, I think the jury's out, man. Late game Madman freaking owns, man. Freaking owns.
Yeah, Beaver Banger, he did it with Oogie. He brought it to the scene and really showed a lot of people that hero can carry into the late game and be a force to reckon with. And again, this is just one game, sure, but I mean, it really showed us a lot because Mint they had the lead. They had a pretty comfortable lead earlier on in that game, and they had 2 carry potential heroes in Master of Arms and Puppet Master that were getting some pretty solid farm at least, and able to compete somewhat. But Madman, again, when he has farm like that, it is scary. And really, it seemed like Mint actually had a pretty good shot in that fight. Behemoth got his good initiation off once again, but it was hard to tell ultimately how it happened, to be fair, because that was Madman's, I guess he's not doing a whole lot of casting. It's just simply right clicks, but clearly it was more than enough. And it almost seems like he was doing AoE damage with the way he was killing the people so quickly.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
Well. But anyways, Nullstone, they win it. They take the series, and that means they're going to be facing Sync Esports now in the winner bracket final. So congratulations to them. As far as Fresh is concerned, they will be playing Shrek is Love now in the losers bracket. So, and actually got a update for you guys here on the website as well, as you can see. So, anyways, Minnie, any final thoughts on the series there?
No, just really well played from Nullstone. That game 2, I think, looked a lot more in favour of Mint, don't get me wrong, but again, they pull out this hard carry strat breaky, and obviously, I mean, don't get me wrong, Boo Banger played fantastic there, but it was kind of still a team effort at the end of the day. Fizloff and Oscar provided a lot of sort of space for the moment to get that far. Obviously, Fizloff playing a lot of clutch plays as well, but they play this strat so well, and Mint, they kind of go with this sort of half a carry strat with like Puppet, Moa, and sort of dual core, and I mean, they did okay, but just that they can't also just get enough farm on Booth Banger, and they just show and just how powerful it can really do. It can be, honestly, and just Absolutely right with it, Breaky. So yeah, Nullstone had to be feared. Like it's so awesome though because like every single series between teams, like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like this game, to me, I think Nullstone were the underdogs without a doubt. Like Mint really strong showing recently, and then they come out in 2-0 Mint. Like it's awesome to be a competitive Hon fan at the moment because it's very it's kind of unpredictable, honestly, which makes it very interesting.
Absolutely. This was a rematch, to be fair, too, of what was the semifinals in the playoffs, Nullstone versus Mint, and Mint actually defeated them 2-1 in that series.
Exactly.
So, Nullstone has that in their mind, too, I'm sure, as both the teams perhaps even. But, yeah, again, clearly showing that, it's a different day here today, and they were the better team. As a result of that, and really just a good series. Kind of like, obviously, like this Sync versus Shrek series, too.
It was.
Both who had some pretty good series, despite both them being 2-0, I mean, overall.
And they won with a secondary sport break here.
They did. That's just like BMG winning with a secondary, or with a jungler, man.
A jungler, yeah, man.
It just doesn't happen, so. No, but yeah, they got to be feeling pretty good about that performance there, and definitely props again to Beaverbanger and his performance on the Madman here. That was fun to watch. All right, though, but again, that's almost kind of like a quick finish there in a sense. I thought, honestly, for a lot of that game, we were possibly going to game number 3, but no, it's going to end there, 2-0 in favor of Nullstone, and deservingly so in their favor. So, any final words here for today before we head into the weekend next?
No, just congratulations for Nullstone, and I've personally, Break, I've been loving these games and just casting. It's just so much fun, honestly, and obviously I can't wait for Thailand as well. Man, it's building up for a great couple of sort of games and series of Hon, man. Really enjoying it.
Absolutely is, and cannot wait for that to take place. Of course, we are getting very close to that, but still a little bit longer here. And we got the Onslaught to keep us pleased, at least in the meantime. And like you said, that continues into the weekend, guys. So the weekend's going to be filled with the Onslaught. In fact, that means coverage for that continues. Like I said, it'll be the losers bracket semifinals, I guess you can classify it as, will be happening first on Saturday. In fact, here, let me just pull up the screen for you guys as well so you can follow along. You can go to Hauntry.com. Click on the Onslaught tab and check it out for yourself. But this is what we're dealing with. So you got Shrek is Love versus Fresh. So they're going to be a Saturday. It'll be at 1 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. And then the winner of that, they'll play the loser of Sync versus Nullstone, which is played at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2100 Central European Time on Saturday. And then, of course, into Sunday with the loser bracket finals, and then eventually the grand finals, where it will be a best of 5 with the 1-0 advantage, as it worked all throughout Hon Tour, of course. So that's how things are shaping up so far. Again, top 3 get prize pool, so that Shrek versus Fresh map going to determine which of those teams are getting part of that prize pool and having also a chance at continuing on there in that losers bracket and possibly going all the way. You never know. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it here for tonight. So tune back into Saturday. Going to be a lot of fun. That'll be a good week ahead of us at the Onside. All 4 teams still in it, and definitely some good matches to be had. Especially what we saw here today and probably on Tuesday as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, though, we're wrapping up. Have a good night. We'll see you next time here on Honcast. See you Saturday.